Hello friends, and welcome to the channel. I'm Handington, and today we're going to be celebrating the 1050th subscribers special. Yay! Fairy Garden figurines. I bought this at Dollar Tree, the most magical place on earth, because I like miniatures. It was $1. Normally you can get like these for maybe $1 at Michael's Arts and Craft, and this is 3 for $1. I found this, I was gonna open it up myself, and then I realized, why do that when I can record it and make it the subscriber milestone special? Because of course. So here's their little logo, Fairy Garden Figurines. There isn't a little R or trademark or anything on them, so I don't know how legit these are, or if this is a company that does more stuff, but I like it. Over here we have a green rose, which is interesting. You don't really see roses the color green, unless it's not a rose. It could also be like a succulent. I don't know. The leaves are very light yellowy green. There's a drop shadow behind the leaf, almost as if it is on a different level. Almost like the leaf is both underneath the rose for its stem, while also being a leaf that is on top of the picture that is the other leaves and branches underneath it. So it gives off a slight effect of this being a thing on top of these things instead of everything all in one layer, which it's interesting. I don't dislike that, but it's a little bit weird because I think it's supposed to be like, this is the pattern, these branches, and then this is supposed to look like it's leaves and a flower that's on top of the package while also being, you know, flat and printed on there. There you go. But I mean, it's nice. It looks pretty cool. I have definitely seen worse. So this is more than they had to do. And it's fine. That looks pleasant. So there's the air and everything, and then a different art style than the one trying to be slightly more realistic looking with its leaves, and you can actually see some of the veins on the leaves or whatever they're called. And then we just go straight over to the much more cartoony grass. Feels sort of like they got clip art and then they just put it over here. This is a really adorable snail, and I love her. She has a little flower on her shell. This is cute. I'm naming her Lilith because she has a lily on her shell. It says fairy crossing, although that is a snail. There are no other fairies here, but that's the magic of it. You leave these out for the fairies, and they use them when you're not looking. They kind of remind me of stuff from Pixie Hollow, where the fairies would use, like in a tea room or something. Well, now we can start on our own little mini Pixie Hollow in real life. So here they are. The plastic is very flat, and as you can see, the plastic is only a little thing underneath, so this whole thing isn't covered in plastic. It's stapled on to secure it, and on the back, it's just the tiniest little bit of plastic on either end to make sure that it doesn't just fall off. There was no tape. It's just bent plastic on top of some cardboard to keep everything in place. I don't mind that because it kept the price down to $1, so no issues there. Looking on the back, distributed by Greenbrier International Inc., Volvo Parkway. I wonder if that's like Honda Way or something, where like they have a road for the factory that makes stuff. Maybe that's where they make Volvos. Chesapeake, Virginia, I believe. And then it's, of course, made in China. And there's the little barcode. That's it. No other information. Very blank, besides the staple that you can see from the other side. So let's open up this puppy and spill out the puppy's innards, because that's what we do. Okay, I have now opened up all 3 of the edges. There we go. Only the staple is really secure. Look at that. Now they're frozen in plastic carbonite. Now they're free, Han Solo. Carbonite, Solo. Carbonite, Solo. Come on. Other direction. There we go. That got him off. Now it's hollow. Pixie hollow, if you will. And to show them better, because this is a dark couch. Ta-da! Interesting feel. Whoop. So one of them was manufactured with either paint or a hair sticking out. Let me see. Yeah, there's, you can see right there. Once the camera focuses. Yeah, that's either a hair or a bit of paint. No, it looks more like paint. Microsoft Paint. So here's the top of the leaf table. Please focus, camera. Thank you. As you can see here, let me take off the eyes a little bit so you can see it up against the white a little bit better. It's got some nice detail to it. Ooh, excuse me. Then on the back, this is all one thing, and they painted it because you can see where they stopped painting it right over here. Doesn't seem like it's different material. This doesn't feel like it's made out of wood, even though it has a little, oh, it might be, though. Wood carved to look like wood? Because this thing is way lighter than it seems, but the bottom, this might be a different material. The top feels a little bit heavier than the bottom, because like if you drop it sideways, no, that's not it's not a good test, but the top feels a little bit heavier, so this feels like it might have been made out of like a clay, and the bottom may have been made out of wood carved to look like it's wood. Very interesting, because you can see, like, this part doesn't glow, but it looks like cut wood right over here and over here. Not the carefulest manufacturing job, but at the same time, A, it's $1, and B, that's part of the deliberate design choice, where it's supposed to just, like, it's not supposed to look super sterile. So this is a cool little leaf table. I enjoy it. I'm satisfied with my purchase. Same with this, which looks like the bottom leaf, and then they attached a top leaf to it. Even though I think they used a different mold. The back looks extremely unprofessional. It's not green or anything. It's also brown. Like they used a brown clay to just stick everything together. Yeah, when you look at these parts, it doesn't really show up on camera. Yeah, even zoomed in, it doesn't quite look the way it does in real life. Then again, I'm not using like a light or anything to make this look better. It's just the natural light. Here, look, it's like Patrick Star. The inner machinations of my mind are an enigma. I like the way that the chair looks, where it goes crossways. So this one goes underneath this one, and then they go in different directions. Which I enjoy, that little detail. So there's a bit more work that went into this than, like, nothing. These are definitely worth their price. I'd even say that they might even be worth, like, $150. If they were $150, I think I would also pay for them. Okay, this is definitely made out of clay, because it's shrunk on the bottom. Oh, there you go. You can really see it. This is coming out very well on the camera. That is... There's no way that's not made out of clay. Although this one feels a little bit lighter than the others, too. Even the, they definitely have a mold, because the leaves are a bit too similar, but they definitely are made, like the backs of them are a little bit less carefully done, and the backs of them are a bit more unique looking. But yeah, so these are definitely not handmade. They're pushed into a little bit of like a clay mold or something. Oh, excuse me. You can tell that they made the bottom one first, then they make the top one, then they attach them together instead of making one solid thing on its own, which is nice because it allows for a little bit more detail going into the bottom. And you can set it up. And imagine that some fairies will come by and have a little bit of a tea party. Oh, look, there's one now. Sipped its imaginary tea. And it flew away. You got to watch that on video. Aren't you lucky? Aren't you a lucky ducky? So, yeah. I enjoy this. It reminds me a little bit of, this doesn't quite remind me of the Minish Cap, but I just love the Minish Cap, and it's very tiny. I love miniatures, so this is cool. I like it. So, thank you all for joining me on this subscriber special where I do a review of the Fairy Garden figurines. There's a motorcycle outside. But I believe it's that time again, friends. If you like what I do, don't be shy to give a thumbs up. Have a pleasant day, everyone. And this is Handington, signing off. Bye!